to the Chiefs.
If the Niners stay healthy, I think they probably win the Super Bowl, right? Like, if you ask me to pick today, I think they'd win the Super Bowl.
No, they look like that team that's going to dominate
right now. Yeah.
They look like a team that's going to dominate all year, have no adversity, go into the Super Bowl and lose to the team that has.
It could be that too.
Everybody gave the Eagles shit last year for their schedule, and you look at it, and it's Steelers.
Rams, I was looking at that right now. This
Giants, is not Cardinals, Cowboys.
Yeah,
like we all knew the Cowboys were fucking frauds. The Cardinals are a feel good story, but they're still 1-4.
Yeah.
The Giants are terrible. The Steelers, they have a good defense, and they have George Pickens, and
Pickett's not it.
Tim hit us with that sweet
nothing.
That sweet intro.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Beyond Sports Podcast, where we BS about the sports.
Yeah, mainly about the football.
Mainly, yeah. Sometimes we'll throw in a little baseball.
We'll sprinkle in some baseball, some basketball.
We do have playoff baseball going on.
Do we?
Yeah,
what does that mean, Sam?
There was the whole wild card round in which every series ended 2-0.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I saw that. The Phillies.
None of them even went to game 3 on it.
No. Very anticlimactic.
Phillies fans were standing up on the little awning above the stadium.
Of fucking course they were, dude. They're crazy. It's Philadelphia sports fans. Yep. What do you expect from them?
We've killed Sneaky. He's dead.
Nothing less.
We have bored him to death.
We did talk about baseball. So.
And it was playoff baseball. Think about if it would have been regular season baseball. Yeah. Well, R.I.P. Sneaks.
The Rangers are doing pretty well, right? Nobody thought. Yeah. Anyways.
Football.
Get back to me whenever it's the World Series, and I'll care again.
All right. Get that out of our system.
Dude, did you guys see what happened in golf? Did you guys see what was happening in the PGA?
No.
I'll talk about this.
I'm literally just making shit up. I was just trying to ruin somebody else's day.
It was mine.
No, I have nothing about golf. We can move along.
Anyway, hey, if we wanted to talk about a different sport other than NFL real quick, it's still football related, but University of Miami.
It's not a different sport. Man. It's a different level.
The only coach that might be worse than like Staley or
that was some like Chargers shit.
He did.
Dude, it was bad.
He could have just kneeled the ball, ended the game.
Literally.
They ran a play.
That is a Chargers way to lose a game.
Handed the ball off. Just I don't know why.
They fucked up.
Dude fumbles with 37 seconds left. Georgia Tech goes down and scores a touchdown with 1 second left and wins the game.
Proud of him.
Unranked Georgia Tech beat I think University of Miami was 13 or
what morons.
Yeah, that's stupid.
There we go. We can open the game, the pod with Miami. What morons? Miami Hurricane, the Dolphins.
That's probably honestly a fireable offense.
I mean, we're gonna talk about the Dolphins too, and I mean they might come off as morons. You never know. So don't count. It's a spoiler, you know. We don't want to spoil.
Yeah. How about we start with the Chiefs Vikings?
Well, yeah. I mean, we listed it out the right way.
Yeah.
For the top two.
27-20.
Out of all the Chiefs wins, that was one of them. So.
Another roller coaster of emotion.
Another week we're gonna have to hear about the refs just handed it to the Chiefs because they want them to win.
I'm embracing that shit now. I'm
Which
just
call?
like yes,
Wait,
that's
what are they
exactly what's
talking
happening.
about? What are they? Which one would people be mad at this time? I don't even know which one you would be. Like, there's
It's
not.
I think it's probably the PI.
That they picked up.
They're called, yeah. I
Because
know.
the throw
That's the
was-
one. They were dude. They're super mad about that shit.
The throw
Oh
was
yeah, they were.
10 the throw was
Yeah, no,
nowhere
it was
near
uncatchable.
it.
It was uncatchable.
He threw the ball to the first row.
Yes. There was no way Jay Jets was getting that.
Well, and
if
then
nobody was around him.
Then he took his helmet off. Well, yeah, it would still be our ball. Just
Yeah.
Dude,
How many Romo
don't
tried to
complain.
explain
Yeah,
it
like
to
we're
me?
still just trying to run clock at that point, and don't think
Don't
our punter
complain
can't kick it
about-
to the other end of the field no matter where he is.
He has
You're
one
talking about-
touchback on the year.
The taking the helmet off, like I do get they probably should
it should have been a flag, but
but don't talk about a play. Don't talk about something that like didn't even happen between the whistles.
can you
Like-
really? Hey, can you really throw a flag at a dude that took his helmet off that literally kept Justin Jefferson to 38 yards the whole game?
Yeah, didn't he get hurt? Was he a little hurt?
He did.
He
The
got the
turf was
monster.
fucking terrible in this one.
Yeah.
That's
This
their own
was
fault.
this was
Hey, we can't-
definitely
But the other, this
sorry.
is a legit question. Can't you take your helmet off after a change of possession, like in the transition?
you're. I think that it's like bang bang, so you're not supposed to.
Yeah, until you like walk off.
Yeah, I think
sideline?
like I think it's one of those unwritten things. Like if you're like close to the sideline, they're not gonna fucking flag you.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he
that
kind of
it's-
did like a show of it too. He took
Yeah,
his
I
helmet
mean, he-
off, and
He
Yeah, he
wasn't. He
was-
was going over to talk to the officials. He was
Hey,
Yeah,
walking towards the officials.
I think that's the whole reason he didn't get a flag,
talking
because it
to
wasn't
them,
like a frustration move.
and,
He just
like-
took
My-
it off and talked.
My point is the
He
Vikings
wears
were
a full
cool.
visor, doesn't he?
I
No,
don't.
No. Okay.
but my
I
thing
can't
is the
remember.
Vikings fans were fine with it when Diggs tossed his helmet after the Minnesota Miracle, right?
They're gonna get.
Bang bang, he took the helmet off through it
Yeah.
before, like while
Yeah,
they were signaling.
that you can't get mad at. The PI is dumb as hell too. Like
is.
that ball was so far away from the receiver. Like
it's just like last week. Literally, they called all those
so
the
anytime
horse
there's
collar
a flag
call, and
that goes our way, it's gonna be
It's
a
gonna
whole
be-
cycle.
Yeah,
it's,
yes,
it's
dude.
people.
I mean,
it's the Patriots. We're
Yeah,
getting the
so-
Patriots.
yeah,
It's
we're
fine,
good.
Yeah,
man. Let
like
them hate.
you don't understand the microscope we're under now, man. Like it's.
I know, man.
This is up another
Dude,
level. from
And
last
now it's
year.
even higher with Taylor Swift.
Because
Oh, yeah.
because of
Oh, yeah.
last week's hold, I figured our DBs would be like under scrutiny, and it looked like that first series, like the first half, our DBs were getting flagged for everything.
Yeah.
They were
Well,
like, dude,
we were super undisciplined in this game.
we were not saying that those flags were unjustified though. 'cause,
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
we did have some PIs and some dumb holding calls. Like
There
that
was a
we-
really bad PI that they called.
On us?
On us, yeah. That they even Gene Steratore came in and was like, "That's a terrible call."
you get
But,
and you know what you do with those, like you get past them and you
Yeah.
win anyways, in despite of that
Find
shit
a way to win, and we did.
always happens.
I would say just about every other flag that actually stood was probably legit against us. Like
Yeah.
we were undisciplined out there today.
yeah, I mean, it wasn't our best day. And I mean, I think we got a little razzled whenever you at times,
Yeah,
like when
yep.
Travis got banged up, you could kind of see the frustration kind of brew in Mahomes with the other guys.
Yeah, dude,
what we
Travis
need-
is feisty this year. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, they
I think maybe all this shit is like
those Vikings players coming and standing over him, like whenever he was like,
When he was hurt,
yeah, and he was gonna
Yeah,
get
I
up
was
and try to
mad.
run off. That's why he got pushy then, and I think that kind of just brewed with him after that.
well, part of that was because he went down and just like threw the ball away, but like nobody touched him.
Yeah,
And I think those Vikings just treated it as a loose ball.
yeah. But he did go to his knee.
I mean, he
so-
gave himself up.
Yeah, he
So,
went to his
dude,
knee, so he's able to get
speaking
rid of the
of
ball.
Travis Kelce, that fucking catch.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
The,
Oh, right after he comes, his first play back.
Yeah,
that was nice.
that very reminiscent of Tyree in the Super Bowl catch.
I mean,
Hey,
I didn't do the helmet, but the
I mean, he
fingertips,
held it to
the
his
guy-
helmet with two hands instead of
hands,
one.
yeah.
And
Like that was pretty.
And he
dope.
didn't have gum on his helmet. Like,
I mean, the
remember
best.
remember that commercial from, I think it was like MTV
Yeah.
Music Awards when we were young?
The best catch though is Justin Watson. Like the fucking, I mean, maybe just the best throwing.
Oh, where he
catch.
mossed him.
Dude. Where he
Yeah.
went over the guy. Also the one on the sideline. The one on the side where
Yeah.
he like
Oh yeah.
really
Oh,
stayed
the
in
toe
bounds.
drag. Oof, yeah.
Yeah, Justin
I
Watson.
thought for sure they were taking that away.
The guy
from
that
us.
everybody wanted to cut.
I know, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
he's been our top
That dude's been
receiver.
clutch this year.
He's
Absolutely
kind of our
clutch.
best receiver right now.
Oh, those were his 2 catches. He had 2 catches today.
I'd like to
There
see
was
more of
those
him.
2. And
I'd like to see him targeted more often.
You know what? Who I'm really liking though coming along is Rashee Rice.
Yeah,
Right?
he's stepping up.
Every game he's in there. He's making catches. He's doing well. Like last week, he was 1 yard shy twice of a touchdown. Right? Like he could have had 2 touchdowns easy last week. Got into the end zone this week. Showed up early at least for us. Kind of disappeared in the second half, but
his touchdown was nice. He ran a good route. Had to take a shot on the catch.
Caught it. Held on. Right? Wrapped that ball up. Took the shot and
Yeah.
made it count.
And I mean,
Our first defensive stand was a turnover.
What? Very quick.
I would argue that turnover is probably the difference in the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, did you notice first play of the game was a handoff?
Was it a handoff? Yeah, no, always.
I think that's like
okay.
95% of Andy Reid's games ever. They start with a handoff.
We're
He's
going
like,
to
just
hand
so
the
you know.
ball off.
Just so you know, we're gonna do it in this game.
We're gonna do it every time because we think every time that you're expecting us to pass the ball. No, we're not. Not the first play of the game.
I liked Mahomes
fine,
getting
too.
a little cheeky too when we were trying to catch him off guard, and then he ran over and acted like he was lighted up as a receiver.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they weren't buying that shit.
No,
They're
they
like,
didn't fall for it.
Um,
I started to. I was like, oh no, let's not do this.
yeah, I know. When I
Sorry.
saw it, I was like, please no. Please just don't do this.
You were gonna say about
We're all
the-
over the place with this game though here. We're not even
I mean, we are, but
we always
Go ahead.
Mahomes, like he looked pretty good today, I thought. A couple throws. The MVS pass interference call, Mahomes would have led him a little more. I mean, I get it, Mahomes was about to be sacked right there too. He had some guys in his face, but if Mahomes could have actually led MVS a little more so he didn't have to turn around for that ball, it would have been a touchdown.
I was saying Mahomes
and
doesn't
then-
look quite right.
And then we got lucky because MVS did turn around and the defender just ran right into him.
Dude, like, refs can't wait to throw a flag on those.
That
I know.
the one where MVS came back. Okay, so here's my issue with that one there. Like, obviously I'm happy because it worked out for the Chiefs, but
Right.
as
But
a
I've never
rule,
loved
like
that flagging you.
I hate it because MVS had hooked the guy's neck
He
and grabbed
did.
him by the shoulder
Well,
and pulled him into
Yeah,
the MVS.
but the dude
The
ran
dude-
right into him.
But it was
dude
his
never
process
turned
of
his head.
coming back to the ball. Like MVS is a fucking veteran.
I get it. Listen, I get why it is, but it's like they even mentioned, had that guy turned his head, if
It wouldn't have
it wouldn't have been pass interference, and that's what's stupid. It's like, dude, just because he didn't turn his head doesn't mean MVS didn't grab him around the fucking neck. And I would think, I think that's. I just hate pass interference calls. They're
I hate
terribly officiated.
I hate that pass interference call where the quarterback can like underthrow his receiver. The receiver
Yeah.
like basically
Yeah,
stops on his route. And what is the defender supposed to do?
Dude,
Exactly.
Burrow makes a living off of that throw.
Exactly.
There's been
Aaron
ton of
Rodgers has
QBs
made a killing on
yeah,
that
yeah.
play as
ton
well.
of
throughout his
QBs.
career.
I
that
think
shit
Aaron Rodgers
purposely.
invented that.
Yeah, very lightly.
But yeah, they'll just underthrow the guy so the DB runs right into the wide receiver.
Yeah.
And there's nothing the DB can do, and it gets flagged every time, and it's annoying every time, except for when it works out for your team.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in this situation, I'm happy that it worked out for the Chiefs, but I can understand the arguments that will come because of that play.
That's the pass interference call they should be mad at.
Yeah,
but-
absolutely, because I think just as
well,
a
they've already
rule,
forgotten about it.
as a rule, I think that penalty is kind of fucking stupid. You're giving the defenders zero opportunity at all because their whole momentum's carrying them like that. They're like, okay, this dude's running full speed. Oh shit, now he just stopped and ran into me and I'm getting called for pass interference.
Yeah.
We're both running at full speed and he's not, like, of course, the whole time the offensive player's like, okay, I'll check now. Oh shit, I got to stop and run back into him.
Put the brakes on
I
right
think-
here.
I think a good solution to that is maybe he like say like because what the argument is argument is like, well, the route is a comeback route. So the corner was in the way, wasn't looking at the ball, interfered. That's
on a
flag.
Comeback route,
So,
I can see that, but that wasn't a comeback route.
That's why it's called every time, is because it's like you can the referees can't prove that it wasn't a comeback route. Like that wasn't the design route.
They should be.
And it wasn't just what it is 9 out of 10 times or 10 out of 10 times is just him underthrowing the ball.
Exactly.
So I think what you do is you say, like, you can have the flag for that up to say 10 or 15 yards downfield. Like, no, like we know you're not running a 35-yard comeback route.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, if the ball comes up short, that's your quarterback's fucking fault.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if they just put a cap on where you can get that flag, that would fix a lot of the issue.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I've hated it for a long time. They'll probably won't ever change it though. They're not about to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think about this a lot, and like how it can be just a little bit more fair for defenders.
Yeah, the NFL does not though. They don't think.
I know, and but I totally get the logic of throwing a flag of a guy who's not even turned around, just doing this shit in your face, or accidentally running into you. Which, I mean, the Patriots made a living off of that shit for a long time. This is why they changed the rules.
Yeah, I think it was last week. AJ Brown had one where the ball was underthrown and was about to get picked. So he jumped up and you literally see him put his hand over the dude's fucking face. And the ref's right there.
And that be illegal, hands to the face and nothing.
And there's no flag. He literally is just face guarding him, like with his hand. He puts his hand right over his eyes to where the dude can't see to get the interception and drops the pick.
I don't really care about that. I don't like.
I do,
but he's over the dude's. I'm an Eagles fan, and I'm calling this one.
Offensive pass interference and defensive pass interference should be the same thing, right? Except for who's doing it. That's the only difference should be is the offense or the defense the one doing it. But it's not. It is not at all.
No.
So hard to get an offensive pass interference call where it is so easy to get a defense. Like you're gonna have 2 or 3 defensive pass interferences a game where you may go the whole season and not have 2 or 3 offensive pass interferences on your team, right?
Yeah. I mean, I fully expect, like when I watch a Chiefs game, I mentally prepare myself for at least 5 penalties on the defensive backs.
Right.
Either defensive holding or
pass interference. Yeah. You know it's going to happen.
I mentally prepare 5 times. It's going to come against the Chiefs.
Honestly,
every game.
Like when I was watching them like get hit with penalties today, like they were a little out of control, but I was also like, man, this defense is riled up and sending a message to this fucking offense. Like,
yeah.
I mean, and it wasn't like I wasn't getting mad at the penalties. I was like, okay, that's it's a bad penalty on fucking 3rd down for sure. But I kind of got what they were doing.
Yeah, they're trying to keep the game a little more.
And it worked.
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of the Chiefs defense through 5 weeks.
McDuffie and Snead are some nasty motherfuckers.
There's some nasty motherfuckers, and I think Joshua Williams has played fairly well on the other side.
Dude,
I think
he's in our secondary is killing it.
Joshua Williams is obviously like, if a random person's watching a Chiefs game, they're going to hear his name a lot because you don't want to throw at McDuffie and you don't want to throw at Snead. So you're going to pick to fucking throw on Joshua Williams, but you're not going to go over the top on that dude. That's what I love about him. He's got that length. He's going to stay right there on your hip. And he's going to pin you to that sideline.
This may have been one of their worst games, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, as far as what they allowed,
because
Minnesota did not have much of a running game today.
Never. They never did.
They were doing nothing on the ground.
Well, they had a better running game than we did.
Minnesota.
How much did they gain? I felt like Minnesota actually ran the ball pretty well today.
Minnesota had 70 yards.
70 total yards. We had 67.
70 total yards.
They could, but they were like, how many attempts?
18. 3.9.
Yeah, that's a good clip.
But here's what I'm going to say about here's the problem Minnesota's ran into. They put themselves in early holes by turning the ball over every game. First drive, that ends in a turnover for them, I believe.
Yeah.
So they're constantly playing from a deficit. So
Yeah, Kurt threw it 47 times.
Yeah, dude.
They were throwing a lot.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of
sorry,
and
Sam,
you can't. I wouldn't put a lot of what like the passing yards we gave up. A lot of that was not on the corners because we were getting hit underneath.
Yeah.
Because
yeah, I mean,
we really missed Nick Bolton today.
Hey, Pete, tell me about this Eagles game.
Eagles?
Anything happen? I mean, they started out not so hot, right? But they do that sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles are just one of those right now. They pick a quarter, I feel, and they play really well in that quarter. And that was kind of how they did it last year. This year it's different because it's not one specific quarter.
It's not the second quarter every time, right? Wasn't it the second quarter last year?
Last year was the second quarter was a massive quarter for them.
Okay.
I think it was one of the highest. But the problem that the Eagles are running into right now is their red zone offense. Because you'll look and they're playing great. They sustain drives very well, but their drives end in 3 points very commonly.
Yeah.
And Jalen took a bad red zone pick today too.
He did. It was a great catch, dude. That was a great fucking catch. But that was, you know what he was doing? He was trying to get the pass interference call. Because they even mentioned that. That he underthrew that one and he does that a lot in that red zone area. He underthrows to AJ Brown and he comes back and they get that pass interference call. I don't love.
But this time the
third down. I want to reset.
Yeah, and it's what does it set up? Sneaky. If it happens in the end zone, what does that set up?
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's the brotherly shove now.
The brotherly shove. Sorry,
brotherly shoves is what we call it now.
They had one today for a touchdown, right?
Yeah, and we had a couple for first downs on third down situations.
Heck yeah.
I think we saw the Cowboys actually had a successful one today.
Well, there you go.
The Colts, I did not actually attempt it. They lined up to do it, but they didn't actually attempt it. But
take that back. The Cowboys had nothing successful today.
They had one successful tush push, which is an improvement from last week when 3 separate teams, the Patriots, Chargers, and Giants, all failed to convert on a tush push. The Giants lost 2 players due to injury to the tush push.
So there's why you don't need to.
That's why you don't need to do it if you don't have the personnel to do it. I mean, you have the personnel. I mean, I don't see a problem with the play. Okay. It's been proven that it's not 100% successful, that you can't just line up and do it. It's like the Wildcat, the Wildcat was fucking outrageous for Miami when they had Ronald Brown and Ricky Williams back there.
Catches up, it figures it out.
Yeah, the league catches up. You have certain people that run it so well. Like the Eagles, if Jalen Hurts isn't there, it's not as successful. You have certain personnel that it's a strength of theirs. Like it would have been like outlawing after that first couple of years of the fucking Wildcat being like, oh, we can't have the running back taking snaps anymore. That's not fair. That's not a fair
thing. If that play was a guaranteed 3 or 4 yards of play, they'd outlaw it immediately.
Yeah, but we've never seen a guaranteed.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed 3 or 4 yards every play. The Eagles aren't even 100%.
Even if it was for one team that was that good at it, they would outlaw that shit immediately.
Yeah.
But the problem is you're going to have to get rid of the act of shoving another player. And therefore running backs who are going to be pushed into the end zone, that's going to be an illegal play because that is pushing a player because that we're focusing on player safety also with this is what you have to frame it as. Because otherwise you are framing it as.
I think you limit you have to limit how you can line up. Like if they don't,
they might make them line up a couple yards further back, a yard further back before they get the push.
Like not letting 2 dudes like be on either side of the quarterback and a guy in the back of him. Like,
but they're really lining up not much different than you would for a kneel to kneel down the football.
I get
and
that.
You've also seen the Eagles have, if watching them enough, they kick it out.
Don't get that max protect formation anymore.
I've seen them kick it out to the outside and run it around the outside too. It's not just they have.
Yeah, that's fine. That looks like a fucking football play. Like that's not a.
What is it a derivative of? What is football a derivative of?
Hey man, you were excited about Sky Moore. You tell me why.
I was because I thought he was going to be like not rely so much on the quickness, but be able to work his body inside too, and at least like that. I watched the tape of that dude. He was getting open, and now it's just. Oh.
Listen, bro.
Maybe I'm no better than a Chief Scout, or a Chief Scout's no better than my eyes.
Listen, bro. You can never trust a wide receiver that wears a running back's number 24 on a wide receiver.
What do you do?
Yeah, and I was also trying to be fucking positive because we just traded away Tyreek Hill.
So
we got
as soon as I saw pick number 24, I was like, God damn it, he's not gonna get open. He's gonna run routes like a fucking running back, isn't he? God damn it.
What are you doing out there, guy?
Come on, give him an 80s number or a teens.
You know,
it's like having a wide receiver or a tight end wear like 32. You know,
oh, that's just wrong.
That'd be
I don't
awful.
like Nick Bolton wearing 32.
I don't either, dude. I hate it. 50s.
Oh yeah, our linebacker's wearing 30. You know, like
yeah, you the number in the 50s, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't like this number fluidity that they have. It bothers the hell out of me, Tim.
I remember when we were like, yeah, who cares what numbers they wear? And then we watched it and we were like, oh yeah, no, that sucks.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a linebacker or a wide receiver.
You wait for that first quarterback that wears like 74.
Oh,
and that's when the game's ruined. We all thought Mac Jones was
easy to burn it.
You're gonna have that quarterback that comes in and wears like 99, you know.
Yeah. Well, why can't I wear 100? Why can't I have 3 numbers?
I want a quarterback to come in and wear 0, though. That I'll respect.
Yeah, who's gonna be the first 0 quarterback?
Yeah, because we finally got our first 0 player this year. These are the first 0s we've had, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they not there last year?
No, I think it was this year was the first year because it was DeAndre Swift.
Yeah,
Calvin Ridley.
First Eagle. I don't know. Nobody has it for the Chiefs, right?
Mm-mm.
I know Williams moved to number 2.
Everybody's begging Pacheco to take it.
Why? Stick with 10, Pop. Doing good.
Yeah.
Hey,
don't make me cover up the 1 on this too. Okay.
Well, and it's like it has nothing to do because I was like mad about Tyreek Hill. It's too soon. I didn't want to see another number 10.
Oh, you didn't want to see, yeah, it did look last year it was like,
but it's not like it's because like, oh, we should respect Tyreek Hill. I just didn't want to see a number 10 on the field.
It was weird last year, but I'm used to it now. Like, now that we're like, a full season removed.
Especially when he has like a pretty similar build.
Yeah, that's
with a helmet on, like I'm like, oh yeah, Pacheco, not Hill.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that also makes it easier to, as somebody who I think that you should give a year to a player like that, like when, but it was like, at least it wasn't like when Derek Johnson left and we gave that number to Ben fucking Neiman.
Yeah, that was terrible.
I was like, that is the most disrespectful shit I've ever fucking seen. Like that is the worst football player I've ever had to watch for 4 years.
Yeah, you had your defensive leader wearing this number for like 13 fucking years. And
your franchise leader in tackles.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the franchise this week?
No, man.
All right, so Trent McDuffie, they were talking about Trent McDuffie's number, why he changed to 22, and it's for his brother that died.
Oh, really?
That's nice.
Very cool.
He Juan Thornhill gave him permission to take 22.
That's cool.
Juan's not here anymore, so.
No, I know, but
they probably had
it was like McDuffie respects Juan Thornhill.
They played together, so
that's a thing in locker rooms,
yeah, but
I'm sure
nobody can outright say you can't have that number, but like
I'm sure Nick Bolton got the blessing of Tyron.
Yeah.
Before making that switch. Dead man walking. That's all I will say. You want to talk about dead man walking? Let's talk about dead man walking. And Washington. That's a dead man walking. Ron Rivera.
Oh,
that man is begging to get fired. Every time he speaks to the media, he is talking about how little he knows about fucking football anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, so we're bringing Bieniemy back next year, right?
Bieniemy's gonna be the head coach of the Washington football team next year.
It's
Eric Bieniemy. Because here's what I think: if Eric Bieniemy might be smart enough to Marty Schottenheimer them. Whenever they fire Ron Rivera, he might tell them, I won't accept the interim job. I will accept your head coaching job.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's smart enough to negotiate a full-on opportunity because he is a man who's going to know the history of interim coaches.
I don't think they're going to fire Rivera mid-season. Like I think Rivera was never going to make it past this season.
I agree, but dude,
this was always his last year, so they're not just going to.
I mean, look, man,
they were planning on
are
getting rid of him
feisty.
at the end of the year anyway.
Commanders are a feisty team.
They are.
Rivera's teams are usually pretty feisty. They just took the Eagles to overtime.
They did.
Last week.
All I'm saying is,
then they overlooked the Bears on a Thursday night.
So
I hope we don't do it against the Broncos. It's a divisional game, so I don't think we will. But
here's the point. Okay, he took the Eagles to overtime. He's Riverboat Ron by nature. Yeah. His nature is Riverboat Ron. He settled for a field goal because his team was too tired and needed a fucking break. That is like Pat McAfee said.
Like Riverboat Ron.
What now?
Yeah. He used he thought out loud. He said the shit up here that was supposed to be stayed up here, and he said it out here.
Yeah.
Ron Rivera said that?
He gives no fucks anymore.
Yeah, dude. Ron Rivera constantly. That's what Pat McAfee was saying when I was watching it. I didn't watch the interview, but he was like, yeah. He used his inside thoughts and fucking let them out to the world.
Ron Rivera for the last couple of years is like not care. He's like, I've been a head coach for like 10 years now. I do not care.
Ron, you let this man.
He kicked a field goal instead of going for it on. He
kicked the extra point instead of going for 2 to win the game with no time on the clock. 0 seconds on the clock after he scored the touchdown to bring them within 1. He kicked the extra point to go to overtime instead of going for 2, which is a very Ron Rivera and analytics thing now.
Go for the win.
Going for the win instead of, potentially kicking off to the other team and letting them go down and beat you.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys are gassed, you guys are gassed.
Just saying. You guys shredded. He's made a lot of comments recently that you're like Ron Rivera.
If they're gassed, it's not going to get any better later on in the game.
I'm like, they're too gassed to go for 2.
Ron, keep entertaining us, please.
Yeah, either way, you get to go home.
Doing great. Wake the fuck up offensively.
No, you don't have to. You can keep doing what the fuck. And that's the thing with the Bills. They just they're coming off of a 48-point game against the Dolphins. So,
yeah.
I think they'll be fine. I think that it was they just had one of their high flight games the week before, and they probably overlooked the Jags based on their record a little.
Yeah. And again, you guys have to have something of a run game. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Buffalo has got to one of these years find somebody other than Josh Allen to fucking run the football.
The scary thing, Buffalo's going to get in as a wild card.
Yeah. Yeah, Buffalo will be a playoff team.
They're going to be terrorizing whoever they play against because you just think that the Bills are at some point going to turn it on.
Yeah, that's going to be whatever team is a wild card out of that division is scary.
Yeah.
Same with the AFC North, other than the Steelers. I think if the Steelers get in as a wild card, I don't think anybody really fears that because of Kenny Pickett.
As long as you have a good offense, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Do we feel the Browns are going to win that division?
I think the Bengals are with
Bengals.
Deshaun Watson missed last game with an injury. He has a shoulder
the
injury.
Ravens still could. Yeah. I know they lost today against the Steelers.
Ravens don't look great. I haven't been impressed with any of the Ravens' wins.
The Ravens' problem is still fucking wide receiver.
Yeah, I'm like, have you?
With any of the Chiefs wins,
Zay Flowers has made some strides for him. He had, I think, 7 receptions today, but
they had a lot of dropped balls today too.
They do. Yeah, it's probably because he doesn't throw the most catchable football.
I saw 3 highlights. Literally hit people in the hands. Yeah. All 3 were drops.
That seems about right. That does seem likely. I mean,
because people, I saw Ravens fans saying, doing the whole, oh well, Lamar needs to play better, and then they put those 3 highlights on there. I'm like, well, I mean,
touche.
All right, so I don't really want to get into the game at all because these 2 teams don't really matter, but I want to talk about the Colts.
Yeah, so, I got the Colts down there for.
Yeah, again, I don't want to talk about that game.
No, I didn't put it on there because it mattered. I only put it on there so we could talk about that.
Anthony Richardson hurt again. Jesus Christ! But they still found a way to win.
Yeah,
we got Milk
Gardner Minshew.
But so Jonathan Taylor They refused to pay him all off season, right?
Yeah,
And-
it sounded real bad between them two.
Yeah, it sounded real bad. He decides he's sitting out training camp.
They put him on a non-football injury, like
Yeah, out of spite, they put him on the pup list.
pup list. Yeah,
Out of spite.
it looks like the most tumultuous relationship ever between a player and a franchise.
Okay, and then
Whatever the fuck's happening with Chandler Jones.
But then the season starts, and Zach Moss is one of the best running backs in football right now.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And then they pay him.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Nobody
What
fucking.
are you doing? What is this clown franchise? This guy's
Cocaine.
Shit,
he's doing cocaine.
yeah.
It's cocaine. It's cocaine.
That's what Jim Irsay's doing.
If you, okay, my only thought is like you've got a young quarterback. You realize your team isn't terrible, right?
Keenan McAfee definitely have the same dealer. Sorry.
Yeah. You realize your guy's not terrible, but you don't have any wide receiver. You have no offensive talent around your quarterback. So put some guys around him, and Jonathan Taylor's a reliable guy that you can put around him.
I mean, you have Michael Pittman Jr., who's who could be a decent receiver.
Not only do you pay him, you fucking overpay him.
Good for him, though. Good for Jonathan Taylor.
I guess. Like,
I know. I was shocked. If Jonathan Taylor and the Colts can work something out, you know we can work something out with Chris Jones. Especially after the interview Chris Jones did last week on Sunday Night Football, where he was talking about wanting to be a Chief still and, playing his whole career here and being very respectful when
he's high.
Do what?
You just catch Polian while he's high and ask for what you want. Like you get real fucking super drunk and high with him.
You catch Irsay when he's high.
Or Irsay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, they were a throwback on that one. Polian, one of the goats, dude.
Yeah, right.
That dude deserves
way back. They have Ballard now, right? Chris Ballard.
Peyton Manning flashback.
Yeah. People really undersold how good Bill Polian was for that team. Like Tony Dungy gets a lot of deservedly so gets a lot of credit, but Bill Polian
they fucking drafted? Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, Bill Polian was amazing.
Yeah.
Fucking incredible. And he did it after because he was the GM for the Bills, correct?
They drafted Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis.
Yeah.
And they had them at the same time.
Yeah, dude. It's like the Chiefs having Tom Hawley and Justin Houston at the same time.
Yeah.
I'll just say that was I don't remember which GM at the time drafted those guys, but he killed it.
May have been two different ones.
Yeah,
Sully
probably
was around a little bit.
I think the whole strat is you just get fucked up with Irsay and you buddy up and you let him play you a fucking Led Zeppelin song on guitar.
Yeah, and you pretend to like it. If you don't pretend to like it, that's what I think a lot of the problem was.
Like if you gotta connect with him on his level.
I don't think Jonathan Taylor likes Led Zeppelin. And that showed when Irsay was playing it. He's like, what? Fuck running backs. They don't deserve any money. Running backs aren't getting paid while I'm alive. And then, recently, he was like, okay, I'm going to play you this song real quick. And, he played him a little ditty.
He was like, that's the best
song I've ever fucking heard. He's like, dude, I will give you fucking $42 million.
I think it's as simple as Jonathan Taylor just goes in and everything is want us to be friends. I brought a fucking joint. Let's get high. It just starts like that, and then he gets $40 million or whatever the fuck he got.
Absolutely. I think it sounds great.
So Dolphins Giants 31-16. Dolphins, obviously Giants lose that game.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones did not finish that game. Which honestly, if any of us played behind that offensive line, we would not finish those games either.
Nobody would.
Yeah. It's a miracle that Daniel Jones was still alive after that game.
Dude,
and the game before
got sacked 6 times.
Which is actually an improvement from last week where he took 11 sacks.
He might have if he stayed in that game. Shit. I guess Tyrod Taylor only got sacked the one time, but still, man.
Was the 11 sacks against the Chargers?
I believe so. Yeah, because Khalil Mack had 6.
Yeah, I was terrified watching that game. I was like, not Khalil Mack, not a Charger.
Don't let him break DT's record.
Yeah.
Okay. But how do you pay a quarterback that much and then you don't protect your investment whatsoever? You're like, we're going to pay this quarterback a ton of money and then give him no protection.
It could be possible that the ball goes from coach of the year to fired.
dude. My God.
Because this is fucking terrible.
This is
like, what the hell? And
it's failure. It's failure at every level on the field.
Yeah, this is with an upgraded.
It's not as bad or like underperforming. This is failure.
This is on paper. You upgraded your receiving. Every pass catcher on the team should be improved. You had upgrades across the board there.
You can't.
He just started throwing to Waller yesterday.
Yeah.
That's insane, man. How do you give Waller all that too,
Today,
and then you don't do a damn thing with him?
Yeah, it's just a failure. I guess honestly, like it was like I was telling you last week, Sneaky. Like when I watch, I shouldn't get as angry when I see the Giants performing this poorly, but when I see their offensive line that performed that bad, it aggravates me. Like the best block they had last week against the Chargers is where they blocked their own fucking player off of the defender. They blocked Darren Waller off of the defensive end.
Yeah, their right tackle just obliterated.
Yeah, that was the only good block they've had, and they had Evan Neal had the audacity to call out the New York fans for booing them after they gave up 11 fucking sacks.
They're the worst team in New York.
And the Jets are in New York.
And dude, they only let's see, the Giants only scored 16 points, and let's remember one of those touchdowns came from their defense.
Yeah, dude,
pick six. So you only scored what 9 points on your offense? Like,
no, I get what you're saying though, Pete. Like it's embarrassing for football.
Yeah, and it's like almost like okay, the Broncos being this bad is almost bad for the division, right? Like it feels like it brings it down because now you're sitting there and you're like, dude, two of the wins that my favorite team are going to get this season are going to be fucking null and void to everybody. Everybody's gonna be like, those wins don't fucking matter. Let's not
jinx us right before we play them on Thursday night. Let's not
knock on wood.
That's the bad part is because everybody's like, well, like, yeah, you're supposed to go win that game.
Yeah.
But it's a goddamn division game. Like, what if
we won games are weird
fucking straight against them?
I get it. Yeah.
That's got to break at some point.
Yeah. It's like the Eagles with the fucking Commanders. How you asked, you're like, how did the Eagles almost lose to a team that fucking lost to the Bears? I don't know, man. Like, I don't get why division games are like that. I don't know. But
they're weird.
Yeah, but it always does. It always feels like that. The fan bases everywhere else, they'll use that argument to defend their team. But then whenever it comes to judging other teams, they're like, well, like the Rams gonna play the fucking Cardinals twice.
Yeah, like the stretch coming up with the Broncos, Chargers, Broncos. I don't like it.
No, it's not a great stretch. 3 divisional in a row, but
hopefully we can come out alive, man. I think we'll do all right.
I think we're gonna come out 2 and 3, but like we're gonna eat shit no matter which one of those is a loss.
Yeah. We really are. Don't let it beat the Broncos. Just let us keep beating the Broncos.
But then again, like I'm learning to embrace the hate. Like,
you have to at this point.
You're right. I did. I'm personally paying a lot of those referees.
Yes, we are handing them the cash ourselves. Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys.
I make sure he sees the red dot on his fucking.
I'm Venmoing him since 2003, 23. Wow, 2000. Anywho.
Yeah, but anyway, just the only other thing about the Dolphins would be
they got Chase Claypool.
They got Chase Claypool, so the downfall should start any minute.
He's definitely going to start complaining about not getting the ball because you have 2 other really good wide receivers. So.
Yeah, I mean, and they have Braxton Berrios, who's a very solid blocker.
Yeah, why did the Dolphins go after another wide receiver? It does not make sense.
I think that it was just kind of one of those situations, when you're at like Costco after you've already eaten lunch and you like go to Costco and they're like, hey, do you want to try this hot dog? And you're like so fucking full, but you're like, it's free. Sure, I'll try it. And you try it. I think it was one of those because the Bears didn't get shit in return for him.
No.
Perfect notes.
They could have what are the
just a free hot dog at Costco? Fucking why not?
I'll take it.
They got a full condiment bar, like of course.
The Dolphins just lost a tackle. Their defense is suspect, and you're fucking going after a goddamn wide receiver.
Free hot dog.
Don't need him that
Yeah,
bad.
I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, man, was there anybody that we could pillage from the Patriots? And all those people are hurt.
Yeah.
They're about to have a fire sale.
Shit, Hunter
And
Henry.
they don't have anything to sell. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki would both be nice Chiefs.
Yeah.
They're both tight ends, but like Gesicki's barely a tight end.
Yeah.
You can line him. He's got
I
speed.
didn't really like Henry when he was with the Bengals.
He was with the Chargers.
Yeah.
He was a
Hunter
Charger. Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of Hayden Hurst.
Hayden Hurst is he was overdrafted player for because he was a first. That's what's funny. He was the first round. Him and Max Andrews were drafted in the same draft by the Ravens, and Hayden Hurst was the first round pick.
Mark Andrews.
Yeah, Mark Andrews. Yeah. My bad.
Goddamn.
Oh yeah.
They were Mark.
One worked out really well.
Yeah, he was I think in the third round, which is just a great spot to find a tight end. Tight ends. First round tight end. They never Tony Gonzalez, I guess, yeah. But
I don't. There's no way Brock Bowers is a miss.
We'll see.
That guy's fucking incredible.
Yeah, for
we'll
Georgia,
see, man. I mean,
but he'll be the number 2 tight end to Dallas Goedert for a while, but he'll get his opportunity. we laugh.
Do you guys have somebody's high draft pick?
I mean, we've probably
Do you
got
have an extra first?
I don't think so at the moment, but we'll find a way. We'll find a way.
Hey,
Howie will get that guy.
Howie will find a way.
So I don't like how bad Denver is.
I see what I was saying about the Giants, dude. That's what I was talking about with the Giants. I don't like it either. Yeah, I don't like how
Denver and yeah, I think he'd probably go to the Giants. I think Caleb Williams would go to either of those teams.
Giants and Broncos. Yeah, I do too. I think the Raiders too. You think he said he would go to the Raiders?
Oh,
that's
yeah.
That's on his rumored list. It's a rumored list. We don't know if he actually said it, but it feels
is he just a fan? Did he grow up in Southern Cal? Like I know he's playing it, for SoCal, but
yeah.
Did he grow up there? Was he a Raiders fan? Why would he put the Raiders up?
I mean, and my question is, did he say he would go to the Raiders if they fired Josh McDaniels first? Right. Like, there's got to be there's got to be more to this
dysfunctional franchise.
There has to be more to the sentence that they aren't telling us happened.
It feels like
wherever Anthony or wherever he goes, like he's going to be in full control of that situation. Believe that.
Yeah, probably. Don't come to our division.
If he doesn't like the coach,
go to the NFC. The NFC will.
The NFC desperately needs somebody else.
Did you see the incompletion from him yesterday? That's on the highlight reels.
No, I didn't.
I can't remember if it was in regulation, but I think it was it was either 2-point conversion or a red zone touchdown that he was trying to throw. But he gets flushed out to his right. Has to cut back left. He's going full speed left. And this dude uncorks a fucking ball back to his right so fast, puts it in a window right here. Like he put it where he meant to. And then it just goes, the receiver's down on the ground like this, and the ball hits him right in the chest and bounces off. Total receiver's fault. But do yourself a favor, look up that throw. That dude makes throws that only Patrick makes.
I know, man. It's scary. You didn't want to think that
real fucking scary.
Be another guy this quick coming up that looks like Patrick Mahomes, and you're like, shit.
Yeah,
kind of looks like Patrick Mahomes, but faster.
And the fact that he ends up, or that he might end up on the same team with a Brock Bowers or a Marvin Harrison Jr.
Scary.
That's terrifying. And I sure as hell don't want to see that dude in Denver.
No,
you know where he would look really nice with the
Chicago.
Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah. Trust me, the NFL is praying that he ends up with an NFC team.
Yeah,
because
I think he declined. I think he's going to tell the Bears that he refuses to play there.
I think it's just it would just also be bad business to come to the AFC. Like,
yeah, it'll stunt his development.
It's so flooded with quarterbacks right now. Like, you'd have to do so much to stand out, and believe me, that kid has the tools to do it.
Yeah.
But you're still you're automatically behind at least six, like first choice quarterbacks.
Yeah. Go to the NFC. No competition. I mean, the Niners and Eagles, but come on.
The Giants would love to have you.
No, don't go to the fucking Giants, bro. No, sneaky, fuck you. He can be a Cardinal or a Bear, okay? A Cardinal or Bear.
Cardinals are going to be bad enough.
But they just need to. They have 2 first round. They have 2.
They already have 2 wins. You don't think they're going to get 2 or 3 more?
But here's the thing: they're also going to have 2 picks that are in the top 10 that they can package up because the Texans might.
Whoever
Texans
has
aren't a
a chance to
guaranteed
draft
top 10.
Caleb is not trading that shit away.
True, you are 100% correct. But if but hang on, think about it. What if the Bears do end up winning, 10 games? There's still time to where they could luck out it.
Then I think you flip Justin Fields for draft picks.
Yeah,
that was a great one.
I think we did it, boys.
We did.
Yeah, great week. Great fucking week.
Great week.
We're playing the Broncos, and we should probably be excited about that.
Yeah,
We should.
Yeah. But as always, like the video, comment on the video, share the video.
All this stuff.
Maybe watch again next week.
Dude, you guys know we have like 82 followers or something?
Nice.
Oh, yeah, I did.
I don't know who they are.